Up today, e-cigarettes and kids. A recent public health advisory from the Wisconsin Department of Health is alarming. It says that in just the past 4 years, the rate among high school students is up 154%.
That's a lot. What should parents know about e-cigarettes, also referred to as vaping or juuling? If you've heard those terms, it's the same thing, interchangeable. And how should you talk to your teenagers about those dangers?
Dr. John Duffy is a clinical psychologist, author, podcaster, and national public speaker. He is here today to talk about these devices, which certainly, it seems to me, seem to be directly marketed to kids.
Especially the Juuls.
Yes, because of the color, and they're like little flash drives.
Oh, they're cool looking.
Techie.
They look like flash drives. They're hard to detect. Yeah. Yes, they are marketed as smoking cessation devices for adults. I've never known an adult to use it that way.
No, I've never seen an adult even use a Juul.
Yeah.
It's all been kids or teens
kids.
or
and some of them have
young adults.
Cotton candy flavor or ice cream flavors, cereal, stuff that appeals directly to kids. So these are intense nicotine delivery systems for kids, to get kids hooked on nicotine. And it works really, really quickly. It's incredibly effective.
In your practice, you sit and talk to kids every day.
Yeah.
How many of the kids that you talk to have, maybe they don't do it yet as a habit, how many of them have tried it? Like a percentage, would you say?
I have not worked with many kids who have not tried it. And I mean, from the basement dwelling, opting out of life kid to the honor roll kid, most everybody has tried it. There's really very little taboo among kids around these things. They have really distinguished it from smoking cigarettes. This is way safer. The tar, the carcinogens aren't available in this. This is vapor.
Is that the truth?
It's absolutely not the truth.
Okay, because that's what I think isn't out there. There's a conversation, I've told you, we've even had this with our 10-year-old asking, well, is it bad for you? And it seems like there's not enough information to really back up your argument with a kid, and that's what kids want. They go to the internet, they look it up, and they're figuring things out. So what is so bad about it?
Right.
What do we need to know? What can we say?
Right. So at the very least, it's addictive, right? So you're getting addicted to nicotine, right? The other thing I find is this is a pretty smooth gateway to smoking pot. And to other substances.
To vaping pot.
To vaping pot, which is effectively the same process. So the taboo around that is virtually non-existent as well. It's very easy to go from one to the next to the next. In the course of a party, some kids will tell me, it's like, well, okay, I'll try that. That doesn't seem like a very big deal. It's the same thing. It looks the same. It's odorless for a lot of people. People do it at school. People do it in class.
Yeah.
So how big a deal could it really be? So I think we're selling our kids a bill of goods, but it has all the harmful effects of being addicted to a substance that's dangerous to you, and it can lead to other things in a really stealth, easy way. So those are my concerns about it. And then there are cardiovascular issues and this idea of popcorn lung that they're finding in some places. They haven't found it here yet.
I don't know what that is.
It's the vape juice is sticky.
Okay.
I've actually felt it. It's very odd. It's sticky and it's numbing, and it adheres to the interior lining of the lung. So it has some impact on the lung, but I don't think long-term we've had enough research done to know.
Yeah, it's like almost like a syrup or something, and they're all sweet. I mean, that's the thing that if you see any liquid, the liquid that goes in these devices, the flavors are like cotton candy and strawberry and cake, and it's all these sweet things. It's like a dessert, and they smell like that. For parents, what's tricky is, if your kid's smoking cigarettes, you're probably going to know it because you're going to smell it on them. If they're drinking alcohol, there's a very good chance you're going to smell it on them. You'll see it, you'll notice it.
Absolutely.
Vaping is not like that at all. And I think therein lies one of the trickiest parts about parenting, is really knowing if your child is actually doing it. And what I wonder on top of that is, what actually works with parents to get your kid not to do it? You're a clinical psychologist. I think parents are saying, okay, my kid's done it, tried it. What do I do?
Yeah, what do I do now? Here's what you don't do really quick first. If you try to be a traffic cop and figure this stuff out, like tracking phones and things like that, you're going to lose that battle, because if your child has a vape or Juul, he or she can hide it, or get another one very, very easily. Also, your child can be vaping or juuling in their room. You know, and you would have no idea.
They don't have to open a window even, right?
No, it's odorless if they want it to be.
They're doing it in school too.
Oh yeah,
a lot of kids
in class.
You've given that example before. Give it again about how it's in their sleeves.
Yes, so there are sweatshirts now where hoodies where you can literally hide the jewel in your sleeve, hit it like that, you know, just as if you're coughing or clearing your throat or something like that. And while the teacher's back is turned, and I have seen footage of this, or I'm not making this up, you can like blow, you know, smoke circles or just blow a big cloud of smoke, and you can draw that back in, and the teacher would have no idea.
So it'll disappear immediately.
Yep. So what parents can do is they have to start talking to their kids about this stuff. And 2 years ago, if we were sitting here and we maybe were talking about this, I would have said, talk to your high schooler about it. Now, middle schooler, late grade schooler, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, kids are trying this at those ages, and let them know what this really is and open the dialogue. Don't make it a one-time only, I don't approve of this, I don't want you to do this. Make it a, what's going on in your class? What are kids doing? I'm hearing a lot about this. I think a lot of kids are doing this. Is this true? Is this what's happening in your school right now? And if you get them talking, sometimes you can get them to recognize, yeah, this is something I don't want to do. But even if it's something they do want to do, at least your voice is in the mix, and you want your voice in the mix more than anything else.
I like the part about potentially, I mean, I don't like it, but I like as a parent, the part about it affecting your lungs, because I think a lot of kids are into sports and fitness and things like that as well, the addictive power. I mean, so maybe, you know, I feel like the conversation is there to have in terms of things that they value that it can jeopardize.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes I feel like that's what keeps kids on the straight and narrow, is having a goal that it jeopardizes.
Absolutely. I agree completely, and I've run into that a number of times, including this week. I ran into an athlete who felt like, boy, I'm not getting the juice and the speed that I'm used to.
That stamina.
And the only X factor is vaping.
That's wild. People need to become educated, I think, because a lot of parents don't understand even what e-cigarettes are. I've heard people say, do you light it? Is it battery operated? But we have to get educated if we're going to talk to our kids and have this conversation. It's important. drjohnduffy.com is a website to visit. There you will find links to his podcast, Better, and now On Purpose, which he does with a reporter from the Chicago Trib. You'll also find out more about his book there and other great stuff. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
guys
joining
for
us
having
about
me.
this. Appreciate it.